What's up, friends? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know it does not work. Man, I'm headed to the orthopedist. Lordy, I jacked my knee up, the one that he had said that, we could go through and clean it out and stabilize it a little bit. Well, I kind of destabilized it a little more. I guess it's kind of like I have my Aunt Mabel. Aunt Mabel, she was funny because I would go up to her house, I'd cut the grass, I'd rake the leaves and things, and she'd always say, well, you won't have to worry about this next year. I heard that for about 25 years. Yeah. But my Aunt Mabel, she believed if I got to pay you to fix something, I'm going to make sure that you got something to really fix. She had a grandfather clock, and this grandfather clock stopped working. So she decided, I'm going to figure it out. And she took it apart. She took it apart. Never worked on a grandfather clock before, but started taking it apart. Couldn't figure out how to put it back together. Then called the repair person and said, clock's not working, need you to fix it. So I guess in a way, I'm like my Aunt Mabel, that instead of getting my knee worked on about a month or two ago, I'm gonna make sure he's got something to work on. Here you go. You wanna fix it? Fix it now, okay? Because it's really jacked up. Anyway, yesterday I was driving down the road and I was listening to NFL Network radio. And Solomon Wilcox went on and he said that the Dallas Cowboys were moving on from Vander Esch. And I said on that where the idea and the concept came from wasn't from the Cowboys, that they said, you know what, we're moving on from Leighton Vander Esch. What came from it was a Pittsburgh writer talking about their need for linebacker. And he surmised, I hope that's the right word, okay? Surmised, or is that something like when they say you smize with your eyes, which is smiling with your eyes or something? I don't know. Surmised that the Cowboys would be good to trade for Vander Esch, because the Cowboys, knowing that Vander Esch, that they declined to put on the 5th-year option on him, that you could go ahead and the Cowboys would look at it and say, well, we get something as opposed to nothing of using him this season and then he walks, or having to pay him big money. And from their vantage point, they looked at him and said, he's played really, really well. The problem has been, is for the Cowboys and anybody else, is the question of health because of the chronic neck injuries. So that's where the story originally came from. And when you listen, and I said this yesterday with Solomon Wilcox, that I don't think the Cowboys are looking to move on from Vander Esch. I think they're going to have a wait-and-see approach. Let the season play out, see, is there, if there's another injury, then you say, you know what, well, we used the first-round draft pick on him. We had him for 5 years, 4 years, and we just let him go. That's, and you're okay with that. If it ends up being that he ends up playing like a Pro Bowler, you can look at it and say, well, we need to hold on to him and, pay the money on it. Or he ends up going and signs a contract elsewhere because he played really, really well, and you get a compensatory pick. So the thought of, unless somebody blows you away with an offer, they blow you away and say, we're going to give you a 2nd or a 3rd round draft pick, more than likely you're not going to bite on that. You're really not unless you're going to take the salary too, but you're just not. And so now Jane Slater reported not long ago that the Cowboys aren't looking to trade Vander Esch, that they're okay with keeping him on the team and on the roster and so on, and that, that was premature speculation that's gone on. And, this is NFL silly season. It's NFL silly season. And you're going to hear all kinds of things, of course. The interesting part is now that we've gotten past June 1st, you know, teams are getting some more money to be able to work with because of the designated June 1st cuts. So now that cash is now available to teams, and you may start seeing more players that are being moved. Julio Jones, if Green Bay does want to move, or basically has a gun to their head and is forced to move on from Aaron Rodgers, now's the time to do it, because it would minimize the hit as much as possible. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Aaron Rodgers will be playing in Green Bay this year. Would I rather see him in the AFC? I'd love to see him. I didn't sleep last night because of the knee. Sorry. I'd love to see him out of the NFC. Love to see that. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. So, Vander Esch, at the moment, not going anywhere. And this is a prove-it year for him. Well, we'll see what the orthopedist has to say. Unfortunately, I have to do this as a walk-in. I couldn't get an appointment. But my doctor will be there between 1 and 3. So hopefully I can see him for a moment and see what we can do about this knee. Hope you guys are having a great Wednesday, and I'll see you soon.